All right, Anthony Hartwig here. We are back in Boardman this week, and we have some cross country athletes. First and foremost, we have a senior, Gabby Venetti. Gabby, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Welcome.
So, senior year, first, we got to talk about what it's like to be a senior and what it's been like to deal with all the emotions that I know senior year brings. It's your last go around.
Yeah, it's crazy that like I'm a senior now and I have to be the one people look up to because I'm the one of the oldest, and I guess I have to become more of a leader now for the younger ones. And it's just great that it's my last year and I can see what I can improve on and stuff.
What kind of things or goals, I should say, have you set for this year that you want to accomplish in cross country before you graduate?
Before I graduate, I would love to break 19s, like get in the 18s, and it would be nice to go to state again, but I'm gonna take it like one race at a time. We'll see what happens.
Every time we talk to seniors, one of the things we ask them is about the legacy they want to leave and the impact they want to leave their team. What kind of things do you want to leave on your program? What kind of things are you trying to do to make it even better when you go?
I'm trying to just make it a fun environment and not just about running. Like, you want to have some fun because running's hard. It's gonna be hard, all the workouts, and you want to like try to lighten the mood and say like it's gonna be all right. You got to be positive because no one wants to do workouts, but you have to get better.
You're right. Running is hard. You're putting your body through a lot. So I think a lot of people want to know, like, why do you love this sport so much that you have to push your body to limits? What made you fall in love with the sport of cross country and running?
What made me fall in love was all the miles you can run like yourself, and you push yourself through the race and you see that time you want or you don't, and it makes you want to drive for more. And just when you're racing, you're just either you think a lot. I don't usually think a lot. My mind usually goes blank, but you're just in the race and nothing else matters. I just love running. I don't know.
When did you start taking running like super seriously? Like it wasn't just something that you did for fun because you liked it anymore, but it was something that you really wanted to put the time in, put the work ethic in, and make yourself as best as you can be.
I would say like I started eighth grade year. I would say the middle of eighth grade year because I saw that I could like be a little better because I didn't realize what I could do yet. And then high school is when I really started focusing.
When you think of all the coaches that you've had that have pushed you, are there coaches that have impacted you a lot, that have really put a mark on your journey and helped you grow as a person and as a runner?
Yes, I would say Scott Denham. He always communicates with everyone. He checks in on us and is always positive. He never gets upset about our races, and he knows our feelings, like what we're going through. He knows when we need some time to like cool down after a race, like and just think, and then he'll talk to us a little later on and reflect like what we could do better or what we did well.
One of the things about cross country that people might know that maybe they just watch track, like you don't know what you're going to be running in. You don't know what the field's like when you run, and it's very rough terrain sometimes. The weather can be an absolute factor. What are some of the things that you do to get yourself through all the mental blocks that I'm sure can happen in cross country when you're running through the terrain and just the whatever pops up during the path?
Right. I would say just thinking that everyone's running the same race. You all are going through the weather, the course conditions, and your legs, maybe they don't feel very good, but other people are also like getting tired. So you just got to think about that and focusing on maybe staying with a teammate or pushing to that next girl and just passing people, trying to pass as many people as you can, and just staying positive. Like when you get a negative um, idea in your head, it's very hard, but you got to try to push it out and just all positive and just zone in on it.
The other thing with cross country is you can hit a lot of different weather patterns here in the fall.
Hmm.
We've seen it can be really hot. we've seen it can be kind of cold. We've seen that it can rain sometimes.
Right.
What's your least favorite weather to run in? Rain, cold, really hot? What's the least favorite?
I would say really hot because
So
I
you
like to run in the rain and stuff like
okay?
that.
I was gonna flip it and say, do you have like a favorite, like your ideal weather, other than like the perfect 70 degrees or whatever? But do you have like, okay, if it's gonna do this, it better, is it rain? Is it the rain the one that you like the most?
I love running in the rain. I like the fall weather, like where it's actually chilly, and then once you start running, you get warm.
All right. So one of the things I want to ask you is about your schoolwork because you hold, like a lot of athletes from Boardman we've interviewed already, a 4.0 GPA. Um, what is it like to put in that much work and to see yourself during senior year saying, I do have a 4.0 and I have a legitimate chance to keep that this year?
Yes, I would say it's just I want to keep it. I want to continue to keep it, and just staying on track. I want to try to stay on track and just put in a little more work and try to keep it.
What been some of your favorite subjects to study throughout the high school career?
Well, I would say I like sociology. I'm in that right now. I liked chemistry. That was cool with the lab.
What class made you work the hardest? It made you really, really have to strive for that 4.0.
I would say probably math class when they're semester classes because you have to get a good grade or you're done because it's only a semester class.
I think one of the things we learned talking to so many student athletes, everyone has different study habits. Everybody learns different ways. What is your ideal kind of study habit? What kind of things do you do to make sure that you're succeeding in the classroom?
I make sure that I set a time where at home I just study, I put my music on and focus, try to have no distractions, and I try to study like 2 days, but sometimes I wait last minute, so that makes it a little hard.
Yeah, you know what? Some people just work better when it's last minute, right?
Yeah,
You give yourself that little pressure.
right.
Um, when you see a freshman starting their journey and they're coming into this whole new world of high school and running cross country and running track, what kind of advice do you give them about how to get through it? Because you're here in your senior year, you've gotten through almost all of it. The light's at the end of the tunnel. So, what advice do you give to the freshmen that are starting their journey?
I would say definitely take it all in. Don't take the time for granted because everyone always says this. It's going to fly by. Whether you believe it or not, it's going to. And you just need to put in the work. I know it's harder than middle school because the workouts are tougher, the distance is longer, miles, and you just got to stick with it because you will improve if you push yourself.
I'm sure for you it has flown. You're sitting there with a senior year. You can get a little bit reflective now. What are some of your favorite memories with this cross country team? Whether it be something you accomplished during a race, or maybe it be an off the race memory that you have with this team.
I would say there was a really fun memory last year where it was pouring down rain you could barely see, and one of our seniors that graduated last year, Morgan Russo, she picked up this like tree branch and dragged it all the way to the school and just like rested it on the brick wall of the school, and it was there for a few days, but that was a fun memory.
We want to talk about role models because we just talked about the advice that you give to freshmen that are coming in, probably looking at you a little bit as a role model at least. Who are yours? Who are the people that you look to in life for advice?
I would definitely say my family members and coaches along with my teammates because they always give me advice that's good, and they believe in me when I don't believe in myself, and that helps me so much.
What do you think is the biggest kind of words of advice that you've gotten throughout your career? What's the one thing that you think really stuck with you when you heard it?
um, I would say just enjoying the journey because when I like focus so much on the end goal, then I start not having fun and I make it too serious, and then I don't enjoy the year like and it flies by when it's supposed to be a sport's supposed to be fun. So yeah, I would say that.
You brought up your family. I want to give you the chance to talk about your family. I know it's a big one because we've interviewed a handful of Venettis over the years throughout the area, and I'm sure they're all related to you in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So, what's it like being a part of your family? What makes it unique for you?
Being a part of my family is amazing because we have my dad's side. He has 10 siblings, so it's a huge family. We have a bunch of cousins over there, and we all get along really well. And then my mom's side is smaller, but usually everyone yells over each other. There's like four conversations going on at once, so we always keep it interesting. And they're always just so supportive, and they'll come to my races and cheer me on. And when I hear them, I just want to like push more to make them proud of me and myself. And they just help me so much push through it. When I stop believing, then I'm like, no, I got to push this negative feeling and just keep going faster.
Just keep going faster. That's the
Yeah.
perfect answer for a runner. Let me talk about the things that you think you're the most proud of in your high school career. When you walk down that aisle, you get the diploma, and you think, "Wow, I am so happy that I was able to achieve this." What comes to mind?
I would say going to state last year because, sorry, that's been my goal since like middle school. I wanted to go to state in cross country like one of these years. So I would say that because that's what I've been striving for, and I achieved it last year. So that's great. And then also, just most of the time I stay positive, so I like that.
All right, Gabby, at the end of these interviews, we always like to give the player the chance to turn the limelight off themselves into their support system. I want to give you the chance to send out your thank yous and your flowers to the people that you know that you wouldn't be where you are without, that have supported you throughout your career. I want to give you the time to do that.
I would definitely say my mom, Michelle Venetti, and my dad, Brian Venetti, along with my sister, Lainey Venetti, and my brother, Dom Venetti. They always give me advice, and when I'm like upset after a race, they make it okay. I know I can go to them. Also, Scott Denham, Rick Seipert, Luke Godorkis, they're all my coaches this year, and they always believe in me no matter what. And when I'm nervous, they make it all right. And I would definitely say God would be number one because he just, I can pray whenever I want, and I know he can take all my worries away. So I have faith in that. And my friends, my teammates, they're always so supportive and nice, and we all push each other, and it's great.
All right, Gabby, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to come and talk to us about your senior year. We wish you the best of luck the rest of the way. Can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you.